Hey y'all, welcome back to WGauto. This is Dan. We've got a Porsche Macan 23 model that we're going to be doing a full front paint protection film install on. And in particular, in this video here, we're going to be working on the hood. We're going to be doing it in a bulk, actual 72-inch 8mm paint protection film. And if you use the pattern cut, of course, it'll have a seam right down in here below the headlight on each side. We're going to do it in bulk so we can kind of eliminate that seam. Easier said than done, but if it's installed and stretched properly, then you can make it work. And that's what we're going to attempt to do today. Getting these edges all alcohol down here. You just want to be sure that you're getting your edges of your wraparound installed to adhere well so they don't go popping back up over time. It's all going to be wrapped around. There'll be, you know, notches around the corners and whatnot, but everywhere else it'll be wrapped around. I just got some of the tack solution here. This is fine, or you can just use the 70-30 isopropyl alcohol off the shelf just to do the final wipe down here. Of course, it's already been fully prepped, washed, clay mitted, polished. So this is just doing the final wipe right before the install here. We're gonna do our little magical stretch again.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna start spraying the surface down with our Expel installation gel. Not touching anything with the adhesive side of the film. Good over here on coverage, and you're good over here. And just we'll come my way just a hair. Not much, but about, yeah, right there. I'm gonna spray a little bit more of the gel solution up in here. I'm just trying to ensure that we don't get any pre-tack during the install. So you can either add soap. I mean, obviously you could add more soap to add more slip to the solution as well, but it's just trying to find the right mix so you don't have any pre-tack, and at the same time we're getting out any potential contamination that may have fell in onto the panel as we were installing the film on it. The gel helps really well with that versus like just a regular slip solution of soap and water that a lot of shops use. All right, you ready for a stretch? What we're doing here, we're going to be tacking it to the adjacent panel here, so the door in this case, and then down here to the fender. That's a lot more ideal than tacking it to the panel that you're actually installing on, so you don't get any pre-tack issues. I want to do a little, just kind of, we'll make sure we don't have any pre-tack, and which we're probably going to have up here on the top of the, usually it's going to set right up here on top of the headlight there. Here, let me just, let's get some more gel and in that initial stretch on here, just trying to get the excess here around the perimeter where it's in a manageable state. You know, a little bit's okay, you just can't have too much. Now, we're gonna start squeegeeing her down here with our air. Come in here and knock out these air bubbles. They are not your friend. Now, it's generally best to start in the center on any given panel if you're able to. So if you ever have any need to pull the film back up to address maybe some contamination or pre-tack, you won't have yourself backed into a corner. Don't have to worry too much about alignment in this case here because we're doing a bulk sheet. So that kind of takes care of that worry. It's really all about, my focus is with each squeegee, just trying to identify any contamination or pre-tack so it can be addressed immediately if I find any of that. So far the center there, we just got squeegeed out, looks really solid. So I'll work my way out from there. Once again, pushing all the air in this channel right here, you want to get that out of there. So Junior will come in and lock down one side of it. So we'll say right in here, get that locked down so no air can be pulled back up into the channel as you're squeegeeing out the other side. Or I'm just gonna kind of hand squeegee, if you will. See that air just wants to channel right back up in there from the side. And that's because I got it tacked right here and the air doesn't have anywhere to escape. Would have recognized that a little earlier. That would have made that a little easier there on me. We're gonna come back in here and spray some more gel down in this cavity here so we can go at it again. We'll even come in here from the side. We haven't squeegeed that down yet, and get us some more gel back up in here. And have another run at it here. Now that I had that opened up in the back there, it allowed that air to escape. And we'll get back to our squeegee in here. And right here we already squeegeed down, so I want to squeegee back into it. Working on some of these edges right now. We're getting next to the edges where it's wanting to bunch up. So just trying to get all that spread out as evenly as we can here to manage that. Most people will not try this. At least not too many people. Not too many people can pull this off and actually have it look good. It's not intended to be done in a bulk piece. That's why the kits seamed to get around those headlights. If you just basically did what they paid for, you know, they'd get a kit format. All the stretch here wouldn't be as you've seen here because it's you know, cut right here, and you got like 5 inches or so between the seam on the pattern cut. It takes out that much, you know, of the film on each headlight. So when you do a bulk piece, you've got to just manually stretch that out at 5 inches. That's 10 inches of film that you had to stretch out, and then still to try to get a quality install, you know. So yeah, a lot easier said than done. The longer it sets, the more likely it is to tack up ahead of you squeegeeing it, which then you get what you call as the pre-tack, which distorts the adhesive and looks like crap. The quicker you're able to do the install, the better. We've got all the edges and everything down, and you can see here around the edges, this is kind of the more critical area right here in regards to where you're going to have potential excess film at. But you can see it's all laid down, not fingering back up into the panel, and the film's still laying loose, so you know you're going to be fine in regards to once you wrap those edges around, your seal's going to be really good, and it's going to hold without issue, which is obviously exactly what we want. So yeah, just working back up here around the headlights now, and they're going to be wrapped around as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and start trimming these, you know, the width that I want them for that wraparound. Well, we're gonna continue to work our way around the edges of the hood here. Squeegee down here. Yes, sir. Just got to custom notch out all these points right here. Once again, since we didn't use the pattern cuts, we'll have to manually address those. Getting them started here anyway, just getting these edges just to kind of square up and lay down here. Not necessarily wrapping them just yet, but almost there. Just getting them to the point where they can be wrapped around. It's easy to catch gel and or solution right there around that edge as you're wrapping it if you don't have it really squeegeed down well. Taking a good look at the hood, make sure we don't have anything crazy going on there before I spend all the time wrapping the edges around. And every now and then, you know, you'll get something funny like a hair or something that floated into your panel that you didn't see initially when you squeegee down, but as soon as it's cured up a little bit and a little bit moisture has been released between the film and the panel, it will reveal itself. So well, I believe we just finished trimming all these corners up. Looks like I got a little speck of contamination right down here, just inside the edge of the film. So I'm gonna lift this back up and go after that guy. Spray gel in here first, kind of help trap, you know, any of the contaminant and get it kind of flushed out of there. So we'll see if we've done that first. Then we'll spray some tack solution in here to soften up that edge where we lifted to. And let that sit on there for a minute, and I'll spray a little more in here. Really just trying to soften up that edge there to help diminish or completely remove that potential lift line there. I'll get a little bit more gel back in there. It was just a little dimple there in the clear coat. So it was a paint, a paint flaw. Sometimes it's hard to tell until you investigate a little closer. It looked like a little speck of contamination, but it was actually in the paint. Not too common on Porsches. They generally do really well with their paint, unlike some other makes and models. But now we know, so if the question's asked, we can answer the customer with confidence. Let's see, just gotta go back and I've notched all the corners and everything out. Now I just need to get the edges trimmed and get them ready for wraparound. Once again, just deciding on how wide I want that wraparound to be. And they're all different. Just depends on the moldings underneath, on the panels to, you want to just stop short, not overhang when you do that wraparound. So still working on getting these edges trimmed. What I'm focusing on right now is going to brake.
All right, guys, we just finished up in this Porsche Macan. Got everything done on the full front of the car. We're just gonna give it a quick look over. Customer's gonna pick up. We appreciate you watching. Sub to the channel. We'll see you next time.